Good evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from Proof & Wood. This is their Roulette Rye coming in at a 50% ABV, 4-year age statement. So, Proof & Wood, they do a lot of sourcing and sometimes some blending involved. This is part from MGP, so it's distilled in Indiana. This is their 95% rye, 5% malted barley. And the idea behind this is kind of to be a table whiskey, kind of like a table wine. Nothing necessarily booming in flavors or super complex, but something easy to sip on that you can keep around the table side and just have a glass of it when you want a glass of whiskey. So it's relatively inexpensive, and coming in at 50% ABV and that at least 4-year age statement, I decided to pick up a bottle because I'm like, what are you bringing to the table? Because you're going up against some low budgets there, but you're bringing across a higher percentage than a lot of them do, and an age statement. So let's go ahead and get into things. As always, we're going to be trying it 2 different ways. First way, neat, no ice, no water. Second way, we'll add just a drop of water, see if anything changes up. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit. I've reviewed a few other things from Proof & Wood, depending on when those post. I've done the Senator and the Presidential drams. Senator and Representative, sorry. And those were also sourced from MGP. Those are barrel-proof versions. And those will be linked up above and down below, along with any other Proof & Wood that I ever cover. And yeah, this is a bottle. I love its shape. It looks something that would be tableside. And again, if that's what you're aiming for, I accept that as an answer. You're not drawn too far out of the realms. So, beautiful dark color. I'll give it that. Beautiful. Again, for 4 years old, looks good to me. So, let's go for notes. Yeah. Oh, that's gorgeous. That is MGP rye. When you think rye, this is what most people think of. It's medicinal and herbal, spicy, and almost that sweet dill note in there. I actually started my journey not liking rye whiskey. And it took a lot of different casks and bottlings for me to finally go, actually, I really like it. It was almost like Scotch was. For 50%, it doesn't necessarily come off as strong. There is a bit of ABV on the nose, but it's not punchy. Like kick your teeth in ABV hot. But nice, solid oak layer, bit of spice, the dilly is showing up, that herbal medicinal is there. Everything you want from a rye whiskey is in the glass. Let's go for a taste. Yep, that is MGP rye. Spicy, and that herbal medicinal, that dilly, the dill rye is showing up really well. It's got a good warmth to it. It's not ABV heavy, but it does have that warmth to it. Coats the palate pretty well. And honestly, it's just a good sipping rye. There's nothing off, nothing negative, no harsh notes. If you like rye whiskey, this is right up your alley. The extra 4-year age statement that's on here really does showcase a little bit better versus non-age statement versions of MGP rye. It's got a little more heft to it. It's got a little bit more body to it. And again, that's probably also because of the 50% ABV. A little bit of orange going on in there as well. Just a nice, simple orange layer. Almost like a orange spice cake of some sort. But overall, coats the palate really well. Nice spices, good little bit of vanilla in there, a little bit of caramel. But what's showcasing here is that herbal and medicinal layers. And again, when people think rye whiskey, this tends to be what they think of. When we have rye casks or things done up in rum casks that's in the rye category, there's a reason why this one plays so well with those sweet flavors. And it's because that herbal medicinal just melds together with a bit of sweetness. But this would be great for a mixer because you're going to start out that higher ABV. So this would probably make a good Manhattan or an old fashioned. So you're just adding that extra ABV punch in there instead of going in at a 40 or 45 and proofing it down even more. I love that initial burst of spice followed up by that sweetness. That is really solid. And again, a lot of times people won't care for that dill that's in there. It shows up, but not enough to overtake it, but it's there. All right. Let's add a little drop of water, see what changes up. Under most circumstances, it'll probably make it go a little sweeter, or might bring out some more of the oak notes. We won't know until we try. And if you're not sure why we're adding water to it, it's to test out if this is going to be something easier to sip on if you're new to whiskey, and if you are, welcome. But it's also going to help us hopefully find maybe some extra notes, or again, just find out how well it's going to hold up in a cocktail. All right, well, let's go for notes. Ooh, the sweet. Yeah, it goes sweeter. Very grain sweet. That rye notes in there. The ABV does show up a good chunk more. There is a bit more ABV burn on there. Yeah. But you're still getting the herbal, the medicinal, the rye spice, the oak layers. All those are still showing up. It does have that extra ABV punch though. All right, let's go for a sip. Drink's warmer. Drink's a lot warmer. Wow. The spice layers in there are definitely awake. You definitely get the oak layer, the vanilla, but the warmth of the ABV is really starting to show up. The funny thing is that's so tame comparatively to that drop of water. It really makes it angry. As always, it doesn't matter what you drink or how you drink it, as long as you enjoy it. If you pick this up, I would actually start here, maybe on the rocks, but that neat version, gorgeously done. The water version goes a little too angry for me to really enjoy well. It has similar notes, but nowhere near the neat version. Yeah, you're still getting the spices, you're still getting a bit of that dill and the rye bread notes going on in there, but nowhere near like the neat version. All right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. I paid like $24 for it, and that's honestly why I grabbed it, because in my market, bullet bourbon can be found for about that same price, if not a little bit more. Looking around online, this actually goes as low as about $24, all the way up to skirts close to $30. Honestly, I'd pick this over Bullet Rye for one big reason. Well, two. 50% ABV. I think Bullet goes in at 45 on their rye. Could be wrong on that. And that 4-year age statement. That 4-year age statement is gorgeously done on this. It's a great example of MGP rye whiskey, and that's what's really showcasing this bottle. For $23, you can't go wrong. You kind of go in there with a notion of what you're going to expect, but you end up going, wow, that's actually pretty good. It's not complex. It's not supposed to be either. But bringing across those 2 tick points in my book, and you're telling us it's coming from Lawrenceburg, Indiana. You're not saying, oh, just produced and bottled by us. You're actually saying, hey, it's distilled in Indiana. I always love seeing that. You're telling us a mash bill. Overall, you get a lot of tick points for transparency as well. So big thumbs up on that. Honestly, for a sub $25, I think you can't go wrong. And again, if it was me and both are on the shelf, I'm going to pick this over Bullet Rye any day of the week. I think it's got a lot more body to flavor. That 4-year age statement and that 50% ABV are just showcased so well in this bottle. So yeah, there you have it, folks. Proof and Wood Roulette Rye Whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comments section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. I love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
And I really like it. It might